Welcome everybody. This is my presentation on handling conflict with older generations, why millennials butt heads with older generations, and ways that they can handle this conflict without fulfilling their stereotypes. So some of the millennial stereotypes are that they are lazy, they expect everything to be done for them, always challenging the older generations because they feel that the older generations are behind the times, and that they are consumed with technology. So millennials being lazy, I think that the main reason that millennials are labeled lazy is because of technology. They're seen sitting on their phones and tablets all day, and it makes it seem as if they are lazy. But lots of work is done from phones and tablets these days, and I think that's a misconception that people have. Expecting everything to be done for them. This is another label that they get. And it's been put on millennials, expecting everyone else to do things for them. I think it's unfair to put that label like this on a whole generation. There's a lot of millennials that are go-getters and are motivated to be successful in whatever they do. Challenging older generations. I don't think they necessarily challenge the older generations, but instead they are irritated with the fact that older generations don't take the time to understand how technology is advanced in this day and age. Technology is extremely important nowadays, and because of the fact millennials are seen on their phones and tablets, the older generations make comments about laziness and being consumed when really it's important to know the ins and outs of technology these days. Understanding. I think the biggest thing for millennials is understanding where the older generations are coming from. They didn't have technology back in the day, so they only know what they lived and what they learned. You have to be patient and try to understand their views so that it doesn't cause controversy. If millennials continue to act naive and like they know everything, it's not going to make anything better. Okay, so it goes both ways. As much as millennials need to understand the older generations, it is the same thing for older generations. Instead of getting upset and assuming that millennials are lazy and consumed with technology, the older generations need to try to understand the world millennials are growing up in and how that has an effect on the way that they do things. I realize that older generations think there's a certain way things need to be done, but they can't be so hard-headed, and they need to try to find a way to see both ways. Minimizing the conflict. Having respect. The best way to handle this conflict and to suppress the situation is for millennials to just respect their elders. The older generations have lived a long life and have experienced much more than millennials have. If millennials could swallow their pride and just respect people who were here before them, then I think most of these stereotypes and issues would disappear. Appreciation. If everyone can learn to appreciate each other for the certain abilities, then we can avoid conflict and find middle ground easier. The older generations can appreciate how technologically sound millennials are, and millennials can appreciate how wise and how much knowledge the older generations can share with them before they are gone. Thank you. Thank you for attending this presentation. Hope you're able to take something from it and put it towards your conflict you might have with millennials or people from the older generations.